video is how to raise your holy oil or your kundalini. Let's get straight into this. So this is a monthly cycle. Every month when the moon is in your zodiac sign, this oil is released. Now, the moon is in control of monthly cycles. For women, it's the menstrual cycle, and as well, this holy oil cycle. The moon changes sign every 2.5 days and passes through the zodiac signs in 27 days. So the moon tells the day, the sun tells the time, the stars tell the month. This reality is a massive clock, if you like to say. It's a cycle. Okay? The moon controls the night, emotions, water, fluids, and the mind. Okay? So this oil is produced in the claustrum. It's produced in the claustrum, which is here, right? This is where you get Santa Claus from. Now, the claustrum is at the center of the brain, and it is next to the pineal gland and the pituitary gland. Once it starts in the claustrum, this is the holy present. This is the present that Santa gives to us, Santa Claus. And it goes to the pituitary gland and the pineal gland. And what's connected to the pituitary gland and the pineal gland is the Ida and the Pingala. The Pingala is the pineal gland's nerve, which is the honey, which is the positive charge, electric. And the pituitary is the Ida nerve, which is the magnetic charge. This is the milk, the land flowing with milk and honey. This is the brain, the heaven, okay? And it travels down the spine using these two nerves, these electromagnetic charge. And this is what the ancients symbolized with the two serpents wrapped around the spinal cord, the Ida and the Pingala. And this travels down to the sacrum or the solar plexus. Okay, so once it's here, okay, the spine is an elongation of the brain. So the spine is pretty much the brain. It's an extension of it. And it's kind of a microcosm of how we descended from heaven to physical reality, to physical matter, which is our consciousness has done. Our consciousness has descended from heaven into physical matter, and this is a microcosm of it. Okay, so once we're in the sacrum bone, this holy oil, like I've just explained, this holy oil starts in the Santa Claustrum, goes down the chimney to the sacrum. This is the sacrum, the solar plexus, and drops the present off at the sacrum. Now, once we're at the sacrum, we need to raise our vibration to take this oil back up the spine. Okay, and the River Jordan symbolizes this in the Bible. King Herod wants to kill Jesus in Nazareth, which is here, this is the River Jordan, is Nazareth. He goes to be born in Bethlehem and then goes back up to Nazareth to Joseph and Mary. Joseph and Mary, the pineal gland and the pituitary gland. The Bible is huge symbolism. It's all metaphors for this sacred process which goes on inside of your body. You are the Temple of Solomon. You are the Holy Land. The Holy Land is your brain. Once this oil is at the sacrum, you need to raise your vibration in order to take it back up. Once this oil has gone back up to the pineal gland, it activates the crystals which are wrapped around your pineal gland. Your pineal gland is this tiny little bean here. This is the claustrum. This is the pineal gland, and it's wrapped in crystals. And when this oil travels back up the spine by raising your vibration back to the upper room where Jesus met the 12 disciples, or the 12 cranial, nerves in the brain. And it activates and it turns on this pineal gland. And once it's turned on, it illuminates all the cells and the nerves in your brain and turns them all on and activates the higher God man, the God consciousness, Christ consciousness. And it regenerates the whole body. This is the secret to regeneration. It regenerates all the cells in the body. And this is how the ancients lived for thousands and thousands of years. It's talked about in ancient texts. They lived for hundreds and thousands of years because they knew this secret. And this fluid, this brain fluid, the secretion, or the Christos in Greek, which means gold, because this is the alchemical process from turning the lead to gold. Your body is the alchemical furnace. Now the ancients knew about this center of the brain because they symboled it. This is the Eye of Ra, and it's the brain, and this is what's wrapped around our consciousness. Our consciousness isn't wrapped around the brain. The brain is built around the consciousness. We are the consciousness. You don't have a soul, you are the soul. Okay? Now, the head, heaven, hell, heel at the bottom of your foot, that's hell. Head is heaven, heaven and hell. Simple. Now the pineal gland produces DMT, which is dimethyltryptamine, which is known as the spirit molecule. So, let's move on. Now, when this oil travels up, back, the spine, the chimney, it crucifies at the top, which is called the vagus nerve. So when it reaches here, the optic thalamus, it crosses and crucifies once it's raised back up. And this is why Jesus dies at 33. He was crucified at 33. Because you have 33 vertebrae on the back of your spine. And then it's crucified by the cross of the vagus nerve. When this oil crosses the vagus nerve, this is the crucifixion at 33. And it symbolizes the death of the physical consciousness. You then become spirit. You then become God consciousness, activating the Kundalini, regenerating the body and the mind. Okay. The Garden of Eden. You are the Garden of Eden. The land of milk and honey is upstairs. The pituitary, which is the milk, the pineal gland, which is the honey, which is DMT. It even says this in the Bible. As he brought us into the place, and he has given us this land, a land flowing with milk and honey, which is also symbolized as the sun and the moon. The Bible also says, the light of the body is the eye, not the eyes, the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. This is the activation of the pineal gland by raising this oil back up to the pineal gland, to the center of the brain. Neither shall they say, see that here, or see there, for behold, the kingdom of God is within you. So he's saying, don't look out there. Nothing is out there. It's all inside of you. Everything's inside of you. You're the universe. Now, how to raise this oil back up to the pineal gland? Every month, like I said. The moon controls the cycle. The moon controls monthly cycles. When the moon is going into your zodiac sign every month, this oil goes down the spine and you must raise your frequency to get it back up. You must retain your seed. This is the most important. Your fluid, your secret, your holy fluid, your life force. You can't let that go. That life force is the reason you're alive. This holy oil is the reason you're alive, because it feeds all of the systems in your body. It feeds all the systems in the body. You have to retain your seed. Alkaline diet, positive thinking and meditation. Okay? When you retain your seed, you will live longer. The moment you release it, you're killing yourself. You're killing a piece of yourself every time you release your seed. Every single time. You're killing a part of yourself. Okay? Now, This could be why this could be the illumination, the single eye on the Illuminati's symbol, the Freemasonic symbol, the illuminated eye, the triangle which could symbolize the body, mind, and spirit, but the eye illuminated. Now, in the Bible, it talks about the two trees, the tree of knowledge and the tree of life. The tree of knowledge is the tree of good and evil, which is the most important system in your body, which is the nervous system. The nervous system, the most important. The tree of good and evil. And the tree of life, which is the cardiovascular system. Now, this oil, when it's released every month, feeds these two systems, and these two systems feed everything. Now, it's important you understand that. Okay? The ancients knew all of this knowledge. The Bible's telling you this knowledge. But it's in a metaphorical way. You have to understand the context behind it so you can read it properly. Now, eating of the tree of life, which is when it talks about in the Bible, eating from the tree of life is actually symbolizing a bad diet, ejaculation, because you're eating from these two systems. You're killing yourself with a bad diet. You're killing yourself with an ejaculation. Okay? So, that's important to understand. Now, this is Jacob's ladder in the Freemasons. Jacob's ladder, which is the spinal cord, it's the stairway to heaven. And this is Jack and the Beanstalk when he goes up the beanstalk and finds the golden egg in the grey clouds. The grey clouds symbolize the grey matter in your brain. Now, the Garden of Eden talks about the 4 different rivers in Garden of Eden. As we see here, the North Pole map, the ancient North Pole map. Because the center of the earth is the center of the torus field. Everything's the torus field. Atoms are torus fields. Everything's torus fields. You are the universe. Everything is with you. The North Pole is your spinal cord. This is why they say Santa Claustrum comes from the North Pole. This is the North Pole. And the Santa Claustrum is the center of your brain. Now, there's 4 rivers which come from the Garden of Eden. There's the blood, the Christ oil, which is the oil we're talking about, urine and saliva. These are the 4 sacred oil, 4 sacred fluids in your body. And these are constantly abused in today's society. Also, these secret societies are targeting these fluids. Okay? This is why porn is free. They sexualize society through Disney. Go and look at some of the Disney movies. There's so many subliminal messages which sexualize these children because they want you sexualized, so you release your seed, which is one of the holy fluids in your body, especially your semen, your sexual energy. So important you retain this. So important, because it's your life force. It keeps you alive. Okay? Now, let's recap on this. If you want to raise your oil every month, you can't just retain your seed for the month. You have to retain your seed forever. Don't just do it for a couple of days. You have to do it. It's a lifestyle. You want to become God consciousness, you got to do what it takes. It's hard in this society because this society is made around, it's designed to kill you pretty much. It's designed to keep you in these lower states of consciousness with all the bad food, the chemicals in the food, the chemicals in the water, the sexualized TV programs, sexualized adverts, sexualized TikTok and apps, videos, subliminally stimulating you. Because that is your weakness, sex. It's your weakness. Now, you have to retain your seed, meditation, and an alkaline diet. Why alkaline? Because acidic is low vibrational. This is the color spectrum. And what's the highest vibrational color? Violet. It's the lowest, red. You have to have an alkaline body in order to raise this oil. When you drink, when you have a bad diet, when you drink alcohol, when you smoke, this destroys the oil. It destroys the oil in your sacrum, and it can't be raised again. Can't be raised up. This is why it's so important. Without that oil, you don't live. That oil makes you live. It feeds everything in your body. It's crazy how we're not taught this. It's insane. But that is how you raise the oil, people. I hope you all gain some knowledge out of this.